Hey guys, in this video I want to address the topic of knee wraps. What kind to get? Do you need them? So on and so forth. Excuse the old sweat ring, just got done squatting. Before I get into that topic, guys, I encourage you to stick around to the end of this video, find out how you can reach me with your questions and or comments. So, one of the most common questions with regards to strength training is, dear big hairy ugly dude, do I need knee wraps? Now, I'm not going to answer that question for you or pressure you to go one way or the other, but I will tell you my story and let you make up your own mind. And I'm going to show you a couple different types of knee wraps as well, so stick around. Excuse me. Still trying to recover my breath from deep squats. I started squatting in 1986. From 1986 until about 18 months ago, or maybe 2 years ago, I did not use any knee wraps at all. I didn't use a belt, I didn't use knee wraps, I didn't use anything. I just never had the money, when I was younger, so I started training without them. Never used them, never thought about using them. When I switched over to powerlifting around 2007, started to do more frequent heavy training, I started to pick up frequent hamstring tweaks. Like I would squat and something just wouldn't feel right in my hamstring, after a few reps, after a few sets. And I would say about 30 to 40% of workouts, I would walk away with just a very minor hamstring tweak. It would feel better by the next week, but it was just kind of annoying. I would go into deadlifts a few days later with a hamstring tweak, or I would try to bench and my hamstring didn't feel right. My leg drive would feel all screwed up, and so on and so forth. So anyway, the point is, before knee wraps, I had consistent hamstring tweaks, once every 3 weeks, once every 2 weeks, once every 4 weeks, whatever. When I finally made the switch to a knee wrap about, 18 or 24 months ago, I wasn't sure how it would impact things. I kind of made the switch just to see if it would bump up my squat numbers. But looking back, almost 2 years later, I haven't picked up a single hamstring tweak since I've started wearing knee wraps. I started wearing a mild support, and then I moved to a heavy support. But even with the mild support, I stopped picking up knee wraps. I also want to add, and this is a topic I'll get into in another video, I started using wrist wraps at the time. And before that time, I used to pick up palm strains and wrist strains from benching. After adding wrist wraps, those strains went away as well. So for me, knee wraps really do provide support. My knees feel better. Haven't had a hamstring tweak since, so I am sold on the use of knee wraps for the long run. Now, you might be asking, dear big hairy ugly dude, what kind of knee wraps should I get? Good question. Here I have two types of knee wraps. The red ones are from Ricky Dale Crane, and these are Ken Anderson's. These are more heavy duty. This is a mild wrap from Ricky Dale Crane, and this is a Ken Anderson Powerlifting KLA 2000. It's not the top of the line, but it provides a ton more support than this. Now, this is what I started with 2 years ago. I wore these for about a year, maybe 15 months or so. I wore them at my first meet, hitting a 600.5 pound squat at UPA Nationals. Now my daughter wears these, but in any case, I strongly recommend getting at least these. These are a good starter wrap. Wear these for 6 months, 8 months, give them a try. They're not good. Generally, I can get these around 5 times comfortably, and I have very big legs, so you might be able to get around 6 or 7 times. I don't crank them real tight, so my legs go numb or anything like that. But then after like 6 to 8 months or whatever of using these, when you get comfortable with using a milder knee wrap, again, these are from Ricky Dale Crane, switch to the Ken Anderson KLA 2000s. Now these bad boys, if I wrap them the same as the Cranes, I get them around 5 times. I'm not a cranker. That's about all I like to get. These suckers, you'll get winded wrapping these 5 times. They are strong, and They take some effort to wrap. You really got to cinch these down. You'll get winded cinching these down. And if you leave them on for too long, your legs will start to go numb. So you got to crank them in, catch your breath, and squat. I have to take these off in between every set because they're just that hardcore. I can get both of these around about 5 times. Now what I do when I'm squatting, I'll leave these on during warm-up so I don't have to keep unwrapping my knee wraps. Then once I hit 415, towards the end of my warm-ups, I usually do a 415 warm-up, a 465 warm-up, and then I do working sets. I'll start putting these on, the heavier stuff, at 415, 465, 505, all the way up to 645. So that's my story, guys. Both of these knee wraps are good. Eventually, if you want to stay in the strength training realm, even if you're not sure whether you need knee wraps, I strongly suggest getting at least these and playing around with them. And if you like them, after like a few months, 6 to 8 months, move on to some big boys. So guys, I hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments for the big, hairy, ugly dude, there is a link below. It is to a forum Q&A. Come on over, ask me questions on strength training, muscle building, diet, nutrition, supplementation, and motivation. I'd be glad to help you out. I answer every question. The best ones I will turn into a video. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.